This will be a little bit of personal history. As an engineer, I thought that all eyes were dynamic, meaning control their refractive state to their average of accommodation. A man published a statement, submariners with 20/20 went into a submarine and became 20/40. And I thought, surely a person with previous 20/20 goes in the submarine, gets a 20/40, should be able to reverse that and get back to 20/20, a refractive change of about a half a diopter. So I wrote this optometrist, and he wrote about Dr. Jacob Raphaelson in Cincinnati, Ohio. So I wondered, what in the world was Raphaelson thinking about? So here is a short statement about Raphaelson and his concept of calling the minus lens poison glasses for children when they're 20/40. Hope you enjoy this.
I met Dr. Ludlam because he published a paper describing the fact that people in confined environments, submarines, develop not failures, but negative state for the completely normal eye. Because of that publication, I went and talked to Dr. Ludlam. We had a long conversation about it. I expressed my belief that this was a dynamic normal eye, and if properly understood and with great resolve, with the person actually making his own refractive measurements and understanding the purpose, prevention would be possible at 20/40. But equally, there's a collective belief in optometry that any and all prevention is impossible, not possible, because a person either lacks the intellect for it, cannot understand the dynamic properties of all natural eyes, or he has no interest in any event. Most people don't want prevention if it means a long-term commitment to wearing a plus. But it was that submarine study and Dr. Raphaelson's statement of success grants you 20/40. And the fact that some very enlightened and motivated people could use the plus, and I would add, make their own refractive measurements and slowly get out of it, meaning changing self-measured status from -3/4 to +1/4. But that type of work requires a very intelligent person who can recognize that he must do this himself. I will show the picture of a phoropter, which is a totally confusing instrument for the average person. But you could do the same thing with your own test lenses, and now rather clearly necessary. The problem with most people, they're not consistent, and they're not prepared to accept long-term plus wear when they're 20/30 and 20/40. So the result of that is you have science which is disconnected from the office setting. Very difficult. But if the person, my thesis is, if a person believes in science and objective, repeatable experiments and data, and you can apply that concept to the natural eye, you can avoid it. The study by Dr. Young showed how critical this decision, all-empowered personal judgment is for the process of prevention. Again, I support and myopia because original and very determined. But I don't go against experiment facts, and that is the Frank Young study. Anybody serious about this has got to look at that study, because it shows that prevention is possible 2040. I simply don't go beyond that point. And it also means long-term plus wearing. Can you get out of it? I'll leave that up to you. But if you've got a mild minus lens and actually look at a Snellen, 20 feet, set it up, permanent, and realize it's all on you, intellectually and physically. Unless you have a good reason, you're probably not going to stay with it. But then again, the minus lens works, it's easy. In an office, there's nothing else. I hope you enjoy this video, and I bear no ill will to any optometrist. He has no chance to help you. Thank you.
UPMC for Life PPO Salute was designed.
So very briefly, what I learned from Jacob Raphaelson was that people hate the plus lens. They hate optometrists who want to help. They hate using a Snellen. They hate looking at it. They hate the idea of being personally responsible for lifetime clear vision. And when I say lifetime clear vision, I do accept the compromise. Always pass the DMV on your Snellen. Because if you start using a minus lens, the minus lens on the normal eye results in the eye going down rapidly from wearing the minus lens. That is objective science, of which all optometrists will deny in every way they can think of denying. They have no interest in scientific truth and your lifetime visual welfare. So I gave up on them, except for Jacob Raphaelson and my immediate relatives. And all I asked was they always pass the DMV, and for that reason, never start wearing a minus lens, with some certain caveats. So add your own thoughts. Thank you.